Now that you're going out into the world, there's something you should know. You see that?
Yeah?
That's shit. And this is shinola.
Shit. Shinola.
Son, you're gonna be all right.
But my father came from a Kenyan family that includes generations
about my Muslim faith.
As the Holy Quran tells us, the Holy Quran teaches that, the Holy Quran tells us, and the Holy Quran also says,
a Christian nation.
we do not consider ourselves a Christian
to the Muslim king, while he did not do it to the British Queen of England. And by bowing, he showed the world that I am subservient. I do bow down to you as a Muslim king, something no other president has done with Saudi Arabia. The Saudi king is his peer. He is not his subordinate in order to bow for him. And this is exactly what Obama did. Usually it is out of respect that someone would nod his head when bowing to royalty, and the ladies will give courtesy. But Obama went beyond what is required as a head of state and bowed to the Saudi king.
Presidential candidate Barack Obama is trying to change political fashion. He gave a speech in Iowa City today, and he wasn't wearing an American flag pin. Those pins have become synonymous with politicians since 9/11. Obama says he doesn't like how the pin has come to represent patriotism in America.
I won't wear that pin on my chest.
It's a little weird, Alan, that in the middle of the campaign the guy takes off the American flag that most people wear because they're proud of their country.
let me speak as clearly and as plainly as I can. America is not and never will be at war with Islam.
Thank you. And Eid Shema Mubarak.
People say that maybe I'm not an American citizen. And some people said, he has a forged birth certificate. Well, first of all, it's true, I'm not American. I was not born in Hawaii. I wasn't born in the United States of America. I come from Kenya. And so I think people saw my election as proof, as testimony that our society has continued to become more and more naive. We are still a place where anybody has a chance to make it through misleading and dishonest practices, if they try. If that wasn't true, then somebody named Barack Hussein Obama from Kenya, from Africa, would not be elected president of the United States.
When we took our trip to Africa and visited his home country in Kenya,
talk extensively about the fact that Obama has Islamic heritage, that some of his relatives in Africa are also practicing Muslims right now.
When the President of the United States says, my family is Muslim, What are you supposed to respond to that?
It is remarkable to have a president who can say, I've lived in Muslim countries, I have Muslim members of my family. That's certainly yet another first.
Obama's life that most people probably have never known about.
When Obama's stepfather changed jobs and moved the family to another neighborhood in Jakarta, Obama's mother enrolled him in the Basuki Public School. Obama's former classmates showed me his old desk.
Barry sat here, Barry Barack sat there, and then you sat there.
The school's makeup reflects the population of Indonesia, more than 90% Muslim. There is a mosque in the school. It overlooks the playground, and every day at noon the children are called to prayer. The only record of Obama having attended the school is this old register. And look, it lists his name as Barry Sutorro. That's the name Obama took from his Indonesian stepfather, Lolo Sutorro. That class register says Obama came from Honolulu and lists his date of birth. But look at his nationality. It's listed as Indonesian, and his religion
University covered a monogram symbolizing the name of Jesus because it was inscribed on the stage where the president spoke Tuesday. The White House asked for all symbols to be covered at the lecture hall. The monogram, IHS, which comes from the Greek for Jesus, was covered with a triangle of black painted plywood.
At the Jesuit-founded Georgetown University, there are naturally crosses and religious symbols everywhere. But Tuesday, when this stage at Gaston Hall was set for President Barack Obama, the cross and the letters IHS, a symbol for Jesus Christ's name, were covered over, blacked out. This photograph shows how the pediment above the stage normally looks, but this was how it appeared Tuesday.
A photo that caused a near panic in Lower Manhattan a week ago. It's a lovely photo with the Statue of Liberty just below Air Force One there, just as they planned it. Problem was the sight and the sound of a 747 being chased across the sky, doing a low pass over the New York area, flooded 911, sent a lot of people into the streets, where memories of 9/11 are still fresh, of course.
Who says President Obama wants the space agency's top priority to be Muslim outreach.
NASA Administrator Charles Bolden traveled to the Mideast last month on a mission of outreach to the Muslim world. In an interview with Al Jazeera, he said President Obama asked him to carry out a three-pronged program at NASA. First, excite young people about math and science. Secondly, expand international relationships.
And third, and perhaps foremost, he wanted me to find a way to reach out to the Muslim world and engage much more with dominantly Muslim nations to help them feel good about their historic contribution to science and engineering.
My first question to you is, why are you here in the region?
Oh, I appreciate you asking the question. I'm here in the region. It's sort of the first anniversary of President Barack Obama's visit to Cairo and his speech there when he gave what has now become known as Obama's Cairo Initiative, where he announced that he really wanted this to be a new beginning of the relationship between the United States and the Muslim world. When I became the NASA administrator, or before I became the NASA administrator, he charged me with three things. One was he wanted me to help re-inspire children to want to get into science and math. He wanted me to expand our international relationships. And third, and perhaps foremost, he wanted me to find a way to reach out to the Muslim world and engage much more with dominantly Muslim nations to help them feel good about their historic contribution to science and engineering.
Well, that was NASA Administrator Charles Bolden recounting his mission as spelled out to him by President Obama in an interview with Al Jazeera TV. So, the president wants our space program boss to focus first and foremost on making the Muslim world feel good?
Speaking at a White House dinner Friday celebrating Ramadan, the president waded into the already deepening political controversy over whether to build a mosque 2 blocks from the site of the 9/11 attacks in New York City.
Welcome to the White House. To you, to Muslim Americans across our country, and to more than 1 billion Muslims around the world, I extend my best wishes on this holy month. Ramadan Kareem. Recently, attention's been focused on the construction of mosques in certain communities, particularly New York. But let me be clear, and that includes the right to build a place of worship in a community center on private property in Lower Manhattan in accordance with local laws and ordinances.
That we are signing by the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America.
I mean, there's a creepy PC thing out there.